Hey everybody, welcome back. And if this is your first time here, then welcome. My name is Matt, and this channel is all about learning to tie flies. Now the pattern I'm going to be walking through next is a Starling and Herl. Very old school pattern, probably been around for a couple of hundred years. I'm adding a little twist to it with a Hotspot on the butt, but if you wanted to tie it 100% original, you just leave that part out. So it's very easy to tie. I think you're going to enjoy it. Let's get started. I will explain the materials as I go and put the recipe in the description. So I am starting out with a size 12 standard nymph or wet fly hook. This is a competition hook. You can see by the, it's barbless, but you can see by the point going in a little more than normal. I'm going to lay down a base of 70 denier in black. Now, if you were going to do this 100% original, you'd go straight into the Peacock Herl. Well, you might put a wire rib to make it a little more solid. But I'm spicing it up just a little bit, and I'm putting a Hotspot on it. Just a small bit of ice dub. I've been using pink and this caddis green. I'm going to use the caddis on this one. They both look pretty good. And it doesn't take much, it's just a little butt here on the back end. It will be a little bit spiky. You might have to trim some of it here in just a second. Now I'll bring that up a little bit, and for the rib I'm using brassy. You could really use any color because it's not going to show, and it's mainly to lock your Peacock Herl in. I'm using size small. So I'll catch that in. Secure it up front a little bit, take it back here to where I'm going to start wrapping it just right in front of that butt, even though I'm going to wrap one wrap of the herl behind it. So take 2 strands of Peacock Herl. I'm going to snip off or break off the first couple of inches. That's the really brittle part, and catch this in. Well, let's see. Probably should snip it, that way your ends are guaranteed to be even. Okay, now catch this in back to where you're going to start wrapping it, or where we tied in the wire rib. So the first wrap or two, I'm going to lift up that wire rib and then put a wrap or two behind it. You don't want that hot spot too big anyway. So let's go with 2 behind it. Okay. Now just bring it on up to the front. Okay, now you can snip off that excess, then counter wrap your rib. Get a couple of locking wraps up at the front. Put some tension on your thread so you can spin this off. Now does our head look ready for the hackle? And I'm going to go ahead and flatten this down just a little bit. Get a little bit of a base to tie in this starling. So I love working with starling. These feathers are really, they're small, but they're really beautiful. They got some good color in them. They got a little bit of greenish, black, and even tan when you look at it in the right light. So to prepare that hackle, pull off all the fluff, hold the tip, and then pull it down like that just to get a tie-in point. Couple of wraps to lock that. I'll fold it back over, a couple more wraps, and you can pull or snip off that piece. Now you will need some hackle pliers unless you've got really tiny little fingers, because I'm working with about 1 inch of feather here. So I'm just going to pull these back as I wrap it around. Probably I might get 2 wraps. You might get 2.5. Depends on what your feather looks like. Either way, that's going to be enough. It's not a real thickly tied hackle up here. So I will catch that in. And probably before I tie it off, I'm just going to, or cut that stem off, I'm going to put a couple wraps right here. Get everything going back. Now there's my stem. You might be able to break this off, but it's a little bit thick, so I'm going to go ahead and use my scissors here. Now I'm just going to clean up this head. Got a little bit of some scruffies there. I'm going to build a little ramp back up. Three or four turn whip finish. Oh, and I capture some of those feathers on my whip finish. I hate when I do that, but I do it when I'm not paying attention. And then you just got to snip them off. But it adds about 15 seconds to your fly tying time. Then a little drop of head cement or UV resin and cure that. You might trim up the butt. I haven't been. I like it a little bit fuzzy there, almost like a trailing shuck, but it's just a hot spot. So that's all, folks. The very old school Starling and Herl. If you want to be totally original, you'll leave the hot spot off and just start your peacock herl a little bit further back. But that's it. Very easy tie. Fish it like a nymph or swing it like a wet fly. So that's all, folks. I appreciate you watching. We'll see you next time.